Okay, I just mentioned to talk about the Maran Reb Chaim Shlita, Reb Chaim Kanyvsky, where I was like as a bachet Takadetz Yisrael. That was the Stiefel was still alive. But I used to go out and try to go in quite a number of times. I went to him. But one time I went to America and I asked him if I could take a picture with him. He said, we don't have that many. But I remember once going as a Bnei Brak and it was 11 o'clock at night. It could be as much as Shabbos because I used to go try to go for Shabbos many times. But anyway, so I asked somebody could go to Reb Chaim. The guy looks up and says, "Lights on." Yeah. Okay, so I knock on the door. I hear, "Tikades, come on in." I walk in. There's the hallway of his apartment. There's 2 beds. 2 children getting to bed. I said, "Slicha, no, Bakasha, go in." Okay, I walk into the room where he's learning. And right behind him, there's a bed. Another son's getting into the bed. I said, Shuldik. I want to ask him something. I said, I'll just buy a safer now and come back. The dachkas, people don't chap, I don't think, but it's amazing. But anyway, just recently I heard a story. He keeps talking about Mashiach also. He helps people. Someone asked him recently, this is quoted from a nephew, I think his uncle. He keeps saying about Mashiach, so where is he? He says, you ever have a chashav guest? And he just walks into your house, so you open the door. You have to also say that. We have to open the door. He's coming. People should get excited, open the door, anticipate it. Just I heard of Mordechai Meister, Rabbi Simon told me. Mordechai Simon told me he heard it from Rabbi Nachum Pfeiffer's son. I think Nachum Pfeiffer in Far Rockaway has a chavrusa. He learns with, I think, once a week. Apparently he turned 61, whatever age, and he said that I think his father was nifta at 65. So, as I'll say, 5 years of parents' patira. So he was nervous, privately. And anyway, so there's someone that comes from Eretz Yisrael raising money for tzedakahs in Eretz Yisrael. So he goes to Reb Chaim. Reb Chaim asks him to raise money for tzedakahs that Reb Chaim apparently raises money for. And he had a list. And he's going through the list of people, and he tells him to ask from this person this much, this person that much. When he got to this person's name, he was quiet, and he was thinking, and he says, Oy dinuvan b'seva. Older people should live with dinuvan, fruitful. And they told him how much they're asking for. Okay. This fellow came to this person, tells him, I don't know what this means. But I'll just tell you what happened. I was by Chaim, and he got to your name, and he says, stops to think, and he said these 3 words, Oy dinuvan b'seva. It's like, I mean, my uncle, Michael Kaufman, writes in his books, he met this person. The guy told him the story. He says he met this fellow. My uncle lived up north for Tkufa, and he meets this person who was not from earlier, whatever point. Hey, the guy had a big ponytail, didn't have children, he went to all the doctors. He said the story he heard from this guy. And finally, the doctor tells him, we can't help you. Maybe Kanyvsky can, but we can't help you. He says, Kanyvsky? I never heard of Dr. Kanyvsky. Who's that? The guy says, no, not Dr. Kanyvsky. This Rabbi Kanyvsky, Bnei Brak. He helped other people, so I thought maybe he can help you too. He says, what? You? Shama Tzair, whatever you are, you telling me this Rab? What are you talking about? You tell me about Rabbi. Somebody says, oh, you're right, I'm sorry. I'm Shuldik. Forget what I just said. He says, what did you say? What? Rabbi help people? How do I get to him? He said, look, here's his address. You go there and tell him my name, you'll get right through. You don't have to wait in the line, you see. And he did. He went to Chaim. He got through. He sat down, and Chaim asked him, who did the doctor say the problems with? He says, the wife. He says, no, problems with you. He says, well, what you have to do is take a haircut. Well, this is his whole pride, this mane of hair that he has. But he's willing to do it. And your wife has to light Shabbos candles and go to the mikveh. She's not going to go to the mikveh. Chaim thinks, he says, will she go be immersed in the Jordan River, the Yarden? She said, yeah, probably, yeah. She good, fine. 9 months later, had a baby. The apparently word got out. So this general of the IDF reserves or something, he also heard about it, so he calls him up. What do I do here? He said, he gave him his name, told him, he was the doctor's name, you get in right away. So he went to Chaim, comes in, and he says, what's a bracha for children? He says, you have a child already. He says, yeah, we have one, we want more. He says, okay, put mezuzahs up in your house. He was like in shock. He walked out. 9 months later, I got the kid. You're talking, we verstehen. As our Gedli, that Kosh Baruch Hu gives us a privilege to live in our times. Firstly, we have to daven out tzaddikim, achasidim, aziknamcha beisrael, daven to appreciate. You can program in Shemaya to give the recognize that the Baruch Hu put such tzaddikim in our generation. People Molei Torah, avoid your Shemayim, read the books. Kedai read books. I do it at the supper table. We did it every night. You read another page from a book. Chaim, other Gedolim, Tzadikim. You learn. People learn to appreciate who's living with us. Number one, it's not just the Bali Moifis. Why the Bali Moifis? What's that mean? It means Baruch Kodesh people that connect to the Torah so through and through. That's what a gift to say about the Steipler. You can sit in his room without windows and have more Ruach HaKodesh, see what's going on in the ganze Welt, from the Torah that he learned. He said a story, that's what we give to the Stipler when the Gifta came back to Telz. I mentioned it last time. He told her Gifta to go back to Telz after Baruch Sorotzkin was nifter. And Gifta didn't want to, he was living in Yisrael. And the Stipler was pushing him, you have to go back. He was arguing with him, they could take care of it. He came back for a visit. He saw that she was falling apart. He came back to Stipler and he said, I see that the Stipler was right. The point was, I was zoichet to be at the hesped of Gifta gave on the Stipler in England. He was supposed to be in a good Kabul upon him after Gifta was there. So come back to England. I was in England to my sister's house. The point they should go home for them worked out. I was there. He said the hesped the Stipler. His whole hesped basically was he could see more in his room without windows with his Ruach HaKodesh more than people that are where they are can see themselves. He said, I thought I knew what's going on. He tells me what's going on. The people that attain such a connection to B'nai Shalom through his Torah, and they can see and to have, it's an appreciation for us, what Torah can do to a person, how great the person can grow and become big. But to appreciate what we have, and to appreciate, we hear these gewaltige stories, the story after story, there's hundreds of stories, thousands, whatever there may be. How everyone there's something else. There's the famous story with the Amalek, the fellow that killed a couple. It's a printed story already. There's a guy was driving in terrible weather conditions and his car slid and he killed a couple. Going, and Judas felt terrible for killing them. It has to be he killed somebody. Said he wrote a letter to Chaim. Chaim writes him back one word, Amalek. Well, that's Matthias and so on. And then some time later, apparently, there was a house for sale, and apparently it was this couple's house, and this fellow also went to check it out, or people went. And in the basement, there was pictures of Hitler and Machshmai with this guy that was there standing behind him. Amalek. That's a famous ma'aser. There's many famous stories. Each story itself, it just brings out such an appreciation, because Baruch Hu gave us such a generation, with all that is pulling us down, but to recognize what could pull us up in the house. I have a son that was zoichet to be 2 Shabbos with us by him. People could come and just be bask in his presence. Okay, now it's much harder to get an appointment to go, but even just to see his panim. A person can have a schus to see a person make a bracha. A person that knows Kol HaTorah can tell you what's Yoav ben Tzruya's father's name. Everybody asks the question. Yoav ben Tzruya's father's name. So most people will tell you Tzruya. That was his mother's name. How many people can tell you his father's name? Well, Chaim remembered the pasuk in Divrei Yomim. Apparently his father's name. I don't remember that. Maybe I saw. Remember a pasuk in Divrei Yomim, someone's name. Not just the Torah, the vast knowledge, but the details. A person can know someone's name. The Avas HaTorah, the Chavivas HaTorah. There's so much in that we can take lessons from in those things. And Klai Yisrael is picking up. Our Klai Yisrael does makir the Gedolim, but the more we mark it, the more we appreciate, the more we can grow ourselves from it. That even though Halavai we should be able to reach Madregas, but at least I say also it's very important to know. Just like you see people that root for baseball, football, sports, they sort of idolize the player. It's people all lives, but why? And they say, we won! Right? They tell you, we won! What you won? You're sitting down the TV eating your potato chips and watching the guy win the game and you say, we won! And take it personally. We can take it personally too. We're Klal Yisrael. These are Gedolim. We can appreciate that that's us, that Moshe Rabbeinu came from Klal Yisrael. Bilam, the guy wanted a Moshe Rabbeinu too. What? They got a Bilam. So what kind of something that? They wanted a Moshe, not a Bilam. Teretz is, Moshe comes from the Eden. We produce the Moshe. You produce the Bilam. You get the Kaychas. You want to do it, this is your production. You get a Bilam. We produce the Moshe. That's us producing. Right? Moshe Rabbeinu said the only schus he had to speak to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for those 38 years, he didn't speak to Hashem the same way when the Klal Yisrael was Benidui in the Midbar. So it says in your schus. It means that we come, the great Moshe Rabbeinu that he is came from Klal Yisrael. That means that we also have a chelek in a way. So the more we understand the chelek we have, we can produce more in Agdolim too, in a sense. It means that the achrayus that we have, the responsibility, is much greater for that too. Okay.